welcome to the channel Simple Meals with Victoria Tendo. So today I wanted us to make pilau with basmati rice. That's 1.5 kilos basmati rice. Then meat, 0.5 kilo, just beef and a little fat. I removed the bones. Then you need tomatoes. I've chosen to use cherry tomatoes, but you can use any type of tomatoes that you have. You also need 2 onions, just like you can see them there. Quite, I would call those big to me. Then 2 tablespoons of pilau masala and 1 of black pepper. So let's get on with it, guys. We are going to start off by boiling the meat to get ready. We first cut it into different shapes that we want, really. I'm thinking that smaller shape would do because they are going to be in the rice. We'll cut the beef smaller size, and then the cherries or cherry tomatoes plus the onions. Come along, we'll do this together and let's have a lot of fun. Regards to Shama, my niece, and a lot of love to all my nieces and nephews. So guys, as you can see, I'm chopping up the meat. Because it's frozen, it becomes easier. Was in the freezer. Becomes easier to chop up since it is very frozen. You can even chop it yourself. Okay, so just after here, becomes easier to chop up because it's frozen meat. Yeah. So after here, we're going to the cherry tomatoes and onions, and you see exactly what it is that you do. Okay, keep around, guys. Guys, now that we are done, we're going to the stove. Then we'll cut the cherry tomatoes and the onions. Yeah. So guys, we are on to the cherry tomatoes. I just like cutting into 2. You really don't need to do much into 2. You saw how much I'm cutting, the whole kabakuri or the whole dish. As many as you can. Yeah, as many as you can. So the rest of them will do exactly what you've seen me do. Do that and put them in the dish. They look like they do. So guys, we are on to the onions. As you can see, I'm going to chop the onions. First, remove the top cover, but I'm sure we all know how to do that. More likely to use the bigger size or the long size. Whatever you choose is up to you, actually, but the longer size takes long or longer to burn out, and you need your onions out fresh. You don't need them black, you need them just ready enough, and this size to me will work. Very big, they can stick there in the oil at least for 5 minutes. Yeah, so I'm going to do that with the rest of them, then to gain when they're cooking. Yeah, please stick around, stay, and as we do these things together, hope you can learn and do them for your family. The onions are done. They look like that. So we are headed to the charcoal stove, or whatever stove you're using. Me, I'm going to use a charcoal one. Keep around. them, I think, around 10 to 15 minutes. They'll be ready, and then we'll continue from there. When they are ready, you'll see they'll be brown, not black, but brown, the coffee brown. Okay? Yeah. So around 10 minutes, they'll be ready, according to the fire that you're using. Anyway. Hi guys, so when your onions are this golden brown, that's when you put in the water. Okay, I'm extending behind because it's really so as you can see, we are getting the brown color I was looking for, the pilau color. Some of them are not really that brown, but then you don't want to wait for all of them to burn because we cut different sizes. That's why some of them still look a little bit light. Yeah. So you give it a minute or more for it to boil. You can see there. After boiling, then we'll go to the next step, like you can see. So it's going to boil for at least approximately around 5 to 6 minutes. Then the onions would have all turned into the brown color. Okay, stick with me, guys. So guys, our thing has boiled for some time now, and the meat is ready, just like you see there. We are going to put it in, I think within a minute or two. Okay? The more time you give the onions to boil, the more they turn into that golden brown that you can see, that dark golden brown. Okay? Is it even still golden? The dark brown that you see there. Those are just our onions and the cooking oil. So within a minute or two, we are going to put in the meat, and we see exactly how it comes out. So our meat is going in. It's all in. I added a little bit to the meat because it wasn't going to be sufficient. Then I added a little bit to the rice as well. So instead of 1.5, we have used 2 kilos. And then the meat, probably 3/4 of a kilo. But it's just beef and a little fat still. Okay. So we give it time still to boil, the onions to get on the meat, or their color onto the meat. Probably 10 minutes according to your fire. Keep stirring as you boil. Keep stirring as you boil. Remember the water I put in the beginning, that is what we have used. And then a little soup from the meat. So we are going to give it a few moments and it will be ready. Follow with me and we do a wonderful job together. So guys, as you can see, the meat has gotten the color I wanted it to get. And when the color comes, then it's time for our tomatoes, over our tomatoes. There we go. Keep stirring. You ensure that they get ready fast. Okay? Yeah, so you press them, and you give them a minute or two. They will all be in there. So after this, we'll go on to the spices. But let's first do the tomatoes or tomatoes, whatever you call them. Okay? It's going to be beautiful. Keep around. So people, like you see, the tomatoes create kind of a soup. Then I also added in some water. Now we are headed to the spices. Remember our spices? Then I added their salt. Spices, I think I used a tablespoon. Might not be enough now. Remember, I explained which spices I was going to use, specifically why. Okay? Yeah. So with the spices in there, All that we need is the water. All that we need is the water now. And because of my fire, the saucepan is starting to burn down. So let me put in the water. Because I used 2 of these, or 1 of this big bakuli, I'm going to use 2 of water. 1. Bring in the second one, and the second one goes in. Those are 2. So after putting in everything like I've done, give whatever it is that you have, the mixture you have in your cepichi or your saucepan, time to first boil. So when it boils, then I'll put in the rice. Okay. Hi guys, so when it boils like it's doing, you put in the rice. Remember the tomatoes, we used the cherry ones, and we did get time to cut off the top bit, so it's going to be on top. But that's okay, you can pick them out when you're done. Remember, that's 2 kilos. 2 kilos of our rice. And you stir like I'm doing. Then we're going to allow it to boil. And I could add probably a tablespoon of salt, because we used 1 which wasn't enough, I'm sure. So you test according to your taste. You test a little, add. If it feels like it's enough, no need to add. So I'll add a tablespoon because it's not enough. Okay? Stick around. So people, just after a few minutes, according to the fire that you're using, our rice is getting ready. Now we just give it probably 5 to 10 minutes. The water will be completely gone and it will be ready for us to serve. Thank you for sticking around from where we started off to now. From here we'll go to the table, serve, and you see exactly how delicious this is going to look and feel. Yeah, thank you guys for sticking around. Keep on keeping on. Yeah, so let's go to the table, we serve and see what comes out. Hi guys, so finally it's time for us to eat. I've chosen to serve my pilau with some tomatoes and onions plus a little same. I usually hear less is more all the time, so too much of anything is always bad. So I put a little bit just to attract the viewer and the person who is going to eat. You can eat the pilau with your family, with whoever it is that you want to have it with. Had to make a lot because I have nieces and nephews coming over. Yeah, thank you for sticking around with me from where we started from to here. Remember, the recipe is in the description. If you haven't watched the whole video, you could easily go back and watch it and get the ingredients. You guys have been great. Thanks for sticking around. Now it's time for us to eat and enjoy. Yeah, thank you for sticking with me. As I say, keep on keeping on, and I'll see you in my next video.